Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and this is my fourth movie review this weekend. I actually watched quite a few movies this weekend, 3-day weekend for me because I was sick on Friday. I've been suffering from a very bad cold, and I had a phlegm infection. So throughout the week, so I had Wednesday off because it was the Bakrid, and so it's a general holiday over here. And of course, Friday, since I took the leave, I watched a couple of movies on Friday evening, and Saturday, and today Sunday as well. I've been watching quite a few movies this weekend. So I didn't go out anywhere since I wasn't feeling all that great. I'm okay today, but still suffering from a little bit of a blocked nose and a phlegm infection. But yeah, I'm pretty all right. So the fourth movie that I have, I did watch five movies, but I think I'll do that review tomorrow. So the fourth movie I watched, another horror movie, home invasion slasher kind of film, is You're Next. This is a movie that I've heard quite a few things about it for the past few years. I think ever since it actually, ever since it actually was released. And recently I watched a couple of reviews on. I was looking for horror movies to watch when I saw a review for this particular one. I've been getting some good. I've been subscribing to some good channels where they review a lot of movies. It's another thing that I want to do on my channel over here. So yeah, it's an American 2011 horror movie, black comedy slasher film. You can call it horror if you want to. And I don't know any of the actors. I've never seen any of the actors before, at least to my knowledge. I may have seen one or two of them in a few movies here and there, but probably they had very small roles. Anyhow, so the movie is set in somewhere in Missouri, I believe, and the movie starts off with a man and a woman having sex in the bedroom, and once they finish, he goes off to take a shower, and she gets herself a drink, and she's trying to listen to some music. And then a guy in a lamb mask comes inside and kills her. And then when the man who seems like to be a little more older than the young lady, he comes out of the shower and he's looking for this girl. He sees "You're Next" written in her blood on the glass window, and then he also gets killed. Flash forward to the next day, we have a middle-aged couple, Aubrey and Paul Davidson. They come to this vacation house of theirs in rural Missouri. It's way out in the woods. Why do you always have to have a house that's way out in the woods? That's where all the horror stuff happens. And that's where all the serial killers lie in waiting for you. And it's their wedding anniversary, I think 25, 30, I'm not really sure. And they've invited so they're having a little dinner party at their house at this, their vacation home. And they invited their sons and their daughter as well. So they've got 3 sons and one daughter as well. And they are bringing their significant others. So we have older brother Drake and his wife Kelly, second son Crispian, he's bringing his girlfriend who's an Australian girl. What's her name? Erin. Okay, so that's four of them. Then Felix's younger brother, Crispian's younger brother Felix, and the youngest girl Amy, and their partners Z and Tariq, respectively. All right. I've also written a review of this movie on my blog, so I'm actually reading it from there. While they're having dinner, apparently Crispian and Drake do not see eye to eye. They have a lot of arguments throughout this thing, and the family doesn't want them to fight on an occasion like this, but somehow they start having an argument. While the argument is going through, Tariq, who is Amy's boyfriend, he actually comes to the window, and he is killed because of a arrow that comes and shoots him. Arrow that comes and hits him, and he is killed on the spot. And they have another crossbow kind of thing. Both arrow comes in and it wounds Drake. So all of them are sitting they're trying to find some cover. They bend down. They make sure that they try to make sure that they don't get hit next, and they look for options to actually try and escape. So the idea comes when Amy will run outside for help because she's the fastest. I believe she's a runner. So she'll go running outside for help. But as soon as they open the door, she runs out, and there's a what do you call those things? Garrote wire, a really thin wire which was very sharp, and it was tied outside her house without their knowledge, and she gets her neck severed, and she dies. One by one, we see the people in the masks coming in and attacking these people, killing some of them. However, they have not. They did not quite plan for Erin, because Erin, her father was a survivalist, and she grew up in the survivalist compound in the middle of Australia, and so her father has actually taught a lot of combat and survival skills. So she kind of takes over, finds whatever weapon she can, and then starts fighting whoever tries to attack them. There's a guy in a tiger mask that he kills, and that she kills. Sorry, like that. The mother is killed. The father is the mother is killed. Drake is injured and lying on his he's lying unconscious, and turns out Felix and Z are the ones who actually hired these assassins. The guys are Tom, Craig, and David. That is Fox Mask, Lamb Mask, and Tiger Mask. And they wanted to murder the family so they could collect the inheritance. All right. So they kill the father, and then when Z is helping Erin to find some weapons, Felix takes his elder brother Drake to the basement and he kills him. Erin is later attacked by the fox mask, so she jumps out of the window, she injures her leg, and then she comes back into the house. She overhears an argument between Felix, Z, and two of the guys in the mask, that is the fox mask and the lamb mask. And she realizes that they actually planned this all along. And unfortunately, her phone beeps at that same moment. They had done something to jam the signals until that time, and a signal actually comes through, and then they hear this. She goes out the window, she kills the guy in the lamb mask, and sets up a trap at the front door. But the remaining assassin, the guy in the fox mask, he comes in through another window, and they start fighting, and she kills him. Z and Felix attempt to kill Erin themselves, but they keep stabbing at each other. But finally, Erin is the one who comes out because she's been trained. And then Crispian, who had actually left earlier to go and get the cops or try and find some help, he comes back, and he calls the cell phone, Felix's cell phone, and then Erin realizes that the plan was from Felix and Felix, Z, and Crispian to kill. They didn't like the elder brother, they didn't like their parents, so they wanted to kill everyone else. And share the inheritance for themselves. And she gets really annoyed and she kills him in disgust. He attempts to bribe her and all that stuff, but she kills him in disgust. And finally, while this is happening, while she's killing this guy, because they had actually tried to contact the cops earlier, a policeman actually comes by near the house, and he sees Erin trying to kill, stabbing at Crispian, thinking she is the killer. He shoots her from the window, and she falls down right next to Crispian, who's already dead. But she doesn't die. And then the cop calls for backup, and he attempts to enter the house, but Erin tries to stop him. But then she's got a trap set for him, and there's a big axe comes in and hits him in the head. So I guess the movie, they don't show that part, but Erin survives somehow or the other. I mean, maybe the cops come by and then the rest, they don't really show that, but that's the last part of it. So I didn't like the ending, I could say. Movie, initially it starts off, again, this is a little bit of a low budget movie, so it doesn't really do much in terms of, until the actual killing starts, they don't really do anything else. But yeah, I guess it's an okay movie. It's not bad. I think the budget was just $1 million. That's how low it was. But the movie made around 27 million, became kind of a cult favorite. 27 million at the box office, and I'm sure a lot of people bought the DVDs and Blu-rays. So I've seen this in several people's collection. Wanted to check it out. It's not bad. 7 out of 10 isn't kind of bad especially for the kind of budget that these guys were doing. And I think there is a sequel which I will probably check out sometime later. So that's it. That's the entire story for it. I think they do a good job with the killings. the twist at the end is, I kind of saw that coming, so I didn't really know what was happening. I mean, I didn't read up on it too much, but I kind of knew that this was what's happening, especially when Crispin went out. So I guess so I could actually make out quite easily what was going on, but at the same time, it still did have its moments. So 7 out of 10 ain't that bad. All right. So thank you very much, guys. I'll see you again soon. Peace and see you later.